Coach, tonight, 3 scorers, multi-point games. Started off a bit slow, but able to really control the pace of play for dominating the final 40 minutes. Your assess of the offense tonight?
Yeah, I think that's accurate. The first 20 minutes of the game a little bit sloppy. Attention to detail was a little bit off for us, and ended up kind of chasing the game for a bit, and giving up a few goals. And then once the guys kind of turned things around and kind of played more to our identity, I guess. That brought on the extended ozone time and more ozone chances, and like you mentioned, kind of taking over the last 2/3 of the game.
The second period jolting out with 4 goals in that period. What really attributed to the success in Max Newman as well as Kamerin Nault? Just the hustle plays that provided goals right in front of the dirty areas and really caught Norfolk where they've struggled this season, and it was evident there in the second period. Right?
Yeah, I think that's kind of it right there. The work ethic, the determination. For a guy that had been out of the lineup for an extended amount of time, for him to come back in and make that impact immediately. I think it shows that he put in the hard work while he was injured, came back hungry, and gave us a great effort, and resulted in a few guys getting multiple scoring chances.
Coach, might have been a coincidence, but Kamerin Nault's numbers against Norfolk are quite impressive, and that might have been something you knew. But just getting him back in the lineup, now 20 points in 19 games, his play is able to win those battles, get in front. His addition to the lineup tonight, what does that mean to this team?
Yeah, he plays a strong game. Determined with the puck. I think getting himself back into game shape. It takes a little bit of time, as much as you put the hard work in during practice and in the gym. He really he plays a hard and a heavy game, and makes it difficult for the opposition to separate him from the puck. So he generated a lot of offensive chances just by kind of putting his nose over the puck and kind of wanting things a little bit more than the guy he's up against, and that's the type of play that we expect out of him.
You guys scored on the power play, killed all 3 of Norfolk's opportunities on the power play. How crucial has the special teams been so far this season?
Yeah, if we can have both power play units contributing, so for Jacob Gauthier to put a power play goal up for us as the unit that hasn't had as much success as the Gerard Newton unit, I think that's a big boost for us. And then on the flip side of it, for us to kill off all those penalties, I think that's just kind of a determined group that once we take a penalty, we have the mindset of, all right, let's kill this thing and get back to work.
You guys have won last 9 of your last 10 games. What's the biggest thing you've seen so far?
I think I've talked about it quite a bit. The work ethic in the group. They're very determined, and these moments where we maybe drop a goal against early hasn't really deterred us. The work ethic is just at such a high level that there's no real quit in the group, and I think you just really have to give the credit to all the guys in the room there.
Kamerin, overall, your return to the lineup, immediately making an impact. How are you feeling tonight in your return from injury and able to contribute in a huge way to this win?
You know what? At first, had to get the legs back under me, a little confidence back in myself and things like that. But after the first period, we came together, and the guys made it an easy game for me to come back into, and so it was a good game for everybody. And we've been on a roll lately. I tried not to interrupt that.
Any fan coming in wouldn't have been able to tell that it was your first game since October. The hustle, the ability to really win the battle and take a puck straight away from a netminder. How was it like skating with guys like Max Newman and really finding those players who have continued the success and you just fitting right in like a puzzle?
Yeah, no, and obviously those guys have been rolling, and I was just trying to get in there, try and get some chemistry with those guys, and I think second and third we kind of found it. The first period, I was getting back into it, playing with some new guys, and hadn't really practiced with them all week, so kind of figured each other out, and we kind of turned it around in the last 2 periods as a team in general. So, yeah.
Your numbers against Norfolk in particular, might not know, but from a broadcaster's nerd, you have now 20 points in 19 games against Norfolk across your career. Is there a success that you just find yourself against the Admirals, no matter what team it's on? Is there maybe another agenda behind it?
Yeah, it's been one of those teams I've always kind of brought it for, and I've seen them a lot playing in the South Division, obviously, and we had some pretty big rivalries with them when I was in Greenville. Kind of carried into Atlanta. We had some really tough games against them last year, where even though they were a struggling team at times, they always seemed to bring it against us last year. And it's a team I really try and get up for. Like you said, feel confident when I go out there against this team, and just try to keep it going and find my groove again.
All right, Cameron, this victory, you dropped down by 2 goals and you surge back, coming back in this element. And what was the talk in the locker room, really, as the games flipped and you're able to find yourself right back into the lead tonight?
Well, and that's the thing. I think with being a young team, players tend to get down after a 2-goal deficit like that, especially against a team that has been struggling. But it's one of those things where their backs are against the wall too. They've had a lot of turnover. They had some guys that came out of the gates flying, that improved themselves in this league and in pro hockey. And I think during the course of the season, 72 games, you're going to find yourself against some adversity. And I think it's good for us to go through it. As much as it's not always fun to be a part of, you have to be able to fight through it, because come playoff time, big moments, you might be down a goal or 2 and you have to fight back. So I think it's a good win. We didn't stop playing. We continued. There was belief in the locker room, and we came out with a victory. So,
Cameron, appreciate it. Congrats on the win tonight.
awesome. Thank you.